Game of Thrones, Episode 7, The Gift. Well, I wish I had a receipt to take that back. Oh my indeed, Sam Tarley. Oh my indeed. You're watching. So, yes, I prepared myself for this episode, trying to think, is anything good going to happen? Maybe we're going to get some sort of recompense for how the ending was last time. And to be honest with you, pretty disappointed. I feel this season is it's just eking everything out. If you look at it as a whole in that episode, I really feel that there was only 2 bits of plot development that were worthwhile. One of which is the gift, which is Tyrion, and he probably is the gift of the show at the moment. But still not getting enough to do, but at least he's got to Dany straight away. Being given up, and interesting plot development because we want to see where that goes, but nothing too much. And the other one was Cersei being thrown in the jail. Great. Okay. We kind of all saw that coming a couple of episodes ago, really. And yes, it's going to lead to bigger, better things, or at least change at the top. But nothing really other than that I felt came from anything. When I look at my kind of notes from the show, there's so many things that they were just in there, and it added nothing to what we really saw or in the past, or how we feel towards those characters. You know, the likes of Jaime seeing his daughter, right, got it. You know, she doesn't want to leave, she's quite happy with that guy. Got that in that previous scene. The High Sparrow with the Elena, it's just like, we've seen that within the High Sparrow before. He's not about money, he's not going to be bought out, got it. Jerome singing, or Bronn singing, sorry, yeah, like, they put in the kind of the plant at the beginning of him him sort of talking to the girl and starting to feel ill, and then the payoff is that she lets him live. Is like, who cares? Why wasn't there mention of the sort of the poison earlier? You know, maybe when he got whipped. Other than that, Daenerys and Daario, nothing again, like nothing new. Theon, great. So that was slightly interesting. And then somebody mentioned online, Sansa's kind of looking strongest now that she's at her most weak. Half decent, you know. Maybe start with that scene because that's what people were so aggrieved with last time. But once again, just Ramsay being evil, and so what? Okay, 2 good things. Did Reek go straight to him, or was he trying to kind of do it? Who knows? Let's see where that develops to. Good. And Sansa picked something up, but they're tiny plot developments. They're nothing really. And Jon Snow finally set off on the mission he said he was going to go on a couple of episodes ago. All right, nothing much. And oh god, the most pointless of things. If we're not feeling awful enough as it is, one of the characters that we really like gets a beat down. And what do we get paid off by him getting a beat down? We get the most awkward sex scene in the history of TV ever. Was that meant to make us feel better? That he got... come on. It just seemed so... It reminded me of when American seasons have like 24, 22 episodes, whatever, and the couple in the middle are just like, I don't know what to do. How do I fill this? It's like, let's just make something up, and you know, the beginning and end, let's just make that episode just happen. People are going to forget about it. Well, this is exactly the same. They just put loads of random scenes in that was meant to be checking into each part of the world, but gave us so little that after the uproar of last week, we're still just kind of going, okay, you didn't even come back and give us an episode which is going to be really memorable. Cersei getting chucked in the prison, great, all right. People are saying that's one of the best ends they've seen in quite a while. I can rather agree. But other than that, nothing much. That's it. I'm going to the tweets. At Ellen_allowed. Sansa is her strongest now she's broken. Yes, finally a bit of something. She's got a bit more character to get in there. Great. I agree with you. At Gloucester Alex. Pretty sure that's the first Game of Thrones death where the person wasn't murdered. Didn't think that would ever happen. And that's talking about Aemon. And that's really sad that he's passed. And yes, it shows that Sam's a bit more alone, but like instantly then gets beaten up. Doesn't make sense. It's not like the old guy was defending him. And it's sad to see him die. A lot of people are saying he's a Targaryen, so how did he burn? Possibly because he's dead already. I don't know. Felt like a real damp squid of a point. Tweet's funny though. Nobody does die naturally, so astute point. At Alan Sprawl 1. Peeling off the old lady's skin, Ramsay just gets worse and worse with each episode. He's like the new Joffrey. Yes, he is horrendous. The actor's not getting much to kind of play with. He has, he had a bit of frustration with the fact that Sansa was calling him a bastard and he's going to get usurped by this brother if it is a brother. And there was a good bit of reaction going on there. Did we need to see more of that? No, probably in the books. Great. At David Lance 3. Hashtag GOT Atlantic. Robson and Jerome's new album, Track 2. He sang. It did just feel like this episode was going, got nothing to do. Get Jerome to sing something or something. Stop performing. Be the performing monkey, Jerome. This episode's really lacking. And then they almost try to kill Bronn. And I was honestly there just thinking, yeah, he's going to die. This is just what we deal with now. This is fine. That's whatever. I don't care. And I'm going to finish this episode on one by at Megan Cotton 14. And she said, boycotting GOT Atlantic tonight because of the blatant misogyny of the last episode. First off, I was quite surprised there wasn't more shouts of boycott, unless people are just literally just not watching, not tweeting, not anything. But after watching last week's episode, it felt like it just finally hit a nerve that it was on the edge of hitting for quite a while. And if there is a group of people out there boycotting, I think good on you, fair enough. I think this show it's always been on the border, and it just doesn't seem to be helping itself. Look at the scene with Bronn, the woman opposite getting undressed for the sake of it. It felt like you've got some seedy producers and directors thinking, let's just get that in there for the sake of it. A lot of the sort of the rape scenes that are happening in this show aren't in the book. So yes, we're depicting a sort of a savage time, but you're kind of forcing things to happen without the need for them, or going for more shock value. Look, and away from misogyny, but it's still with Ramsay and Sansa. Look at the likes of the person who was victimized by Ramsay last. It's more graphic stuff that we really need to see. Can you not suggest a bit more of that? I know I was saying suggesting was painful with the scene last week, but it's still just it seems like they're just going for the ultra violence for the sake of it, at the same time as just using women as objects and not really giving many of them too much to go on. I'm possibly just getting lost in my head because I'm expecting more of it. As a season goes on and it has so much spent on it and it has so much sort of riding on it because you've invested so much time in watching it, and maybe I'm just expecting too much from it. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on Thrones. Why don't you get in touch and tell me what you think? Just use the hashtag thoughts on Thrones. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.